Now that Uncle Tony has been thrown to the dogs, Stephen Lett is free to reign Watchtower with an iron fist. As a benevolent dictator, Stephen will show us the big plans he has for God's people. This propaganda is gonna blow your mind. Are you ready?
Under the leadership of Jesus, the harvest work is being accomplished. An important part of supporting the harvest work is constructing facilities that are used to educate and care for the great influx of those rightly disposed for everlasting life.
So I tried to look for a Bible verse that supports this notion that Christians need to erect buildings to carry out the Great Commission, and what do you know? I actually found the verse. Go therefore and make disciples of all the nations by spending millions of dollars in construction projects, so that they may be instructed in the ways of Watchtower and be ready to indoctrinate others as well. Your buildings will be the state of the art. People from all the nations will gather to them. Build movie studios for your Lord. The poor can feed themselves. Deuteronomy 6:9.
Therefore, an adjustment had to be made to meet the organization's growing needs.
The organization has a growing need of not sinking like the Titanic. I think that's what you gotta focus on right now.
Back in 2013,
Oh my god, Steven looks like a freaking mob boss here. Iron chains, big old tie, puffy face. He's become the godfather of Watchtower. He probably dumped Uncle Tony's fat ass in some ditch somewhere in the Bronx.
the governing body concluded that the existing arrangements for providing facilities would not be able to keep pace with the needs of the organization. Thus, we formed the Worldwide Design Construction Department with the objective of consolidating all of this work into one department under the direction of the Publishing Committee. We had several goals for this new department. The first was producing more facilities in the most efficient and economical manner.
Gotta save up as much money as possible to pay for those lawsuits, right?
Second, we asked them to look for ways to simplify and streamline the work so that projects could be delivered in the shortest possible time.
Well, yeah, the faster we can get volunteers to finish a building project, the sooner we can haul their unpaid ass to another building project.
Third, we wanted them to provide solutions that were flexible and could provide the best overall value for the organization.
In other words, buildings that can be easily sold later, to be turned into restaurants or Babylon the Great outlets.
That would help us to adapt quickly as our needs change.
In addition to kingdom halls, assembly halls, and branch offices,
Could they have chosen a less charismatic speaker for this project? Jesus.
we need remote translation offices, media studios, and theocratic school facilities around the world. Over the past 10 years, how has the Worldwide Design Construction Department, or WDC, been able to keep pace with the accelerating needs of the preaching and teaching work? By remaining harmoniously joined together, communicating and collaborating with one another in unity, we are in a better position to respond to and support Christ's headship. Doing so enables us to experience the growth that is from God. Let's now go behind the scenes of a few recent projects to see how a more flexible approach, along with early and ongoing collaboration, is leading to better results and evidence of Jehovah's blessing.
This building looks more like a prison than a school. I wonder if they give you jumpsuits to match the mental imprisonment you're gonna endure here.
When the WDC receives direction from the governing body, we pray for guidance, do our research, and consult with local brothers. Then we proceed with an eye on where Jehovah's Spirit is leading a project or even redirecting it.
Develop an eye on where Jehovah's Spirit is leading a project? You mean the same invisible spirit that sometimes needs to be readjusted by the governing body? What kind of metaphysical mumbo jumbo is this?
With what results?
In the end, following the recommendation of World Headquarters, we ended up purchasing residential apartments, built by property developers that we could easily sell should our future needs change.
The governing body gave its approval to have a group specializing in providing these remote translation offices. The project development group also works closely with the local translation team, the purchasing department, the legal department, the service department, and with many other departments here at the branch.
Just imagine that we could travel back in time and show Jesus and his disciples this video. They would probably be confused as hell. What started as a grassroots movement led by an itinerant preacher has turned into this massive machine fueled by billions of real estate dollars. It's what Jesus would have wanted.
The brothers received direction from WDC to use Bible principles in the process. At one point, the negotiations weren't going very well. The brothers took a break, they said a prayer to Jehovah, and they came back with Bible in hand. They showed a Bible principle to the owner that showed that we want to be honest in everything we do. The owner was so impressed that from then on, the negotiations went very smoothly. As a result, we were able to obtain that property for a fair market price.
So, you used the Bible to manipulate a potential seller living in a highly religious country in Central America so he could sell you his property at a better price? This is exactly what Jesus would have wanted.
This greatly strengthens my faith that when Jehovah desires something, there are no obstacles that can prevent his purpose from happening.
Well, we've certainly seen Jehovah's blessing on this arrangement. Good planning, communication, and collaboration are allowing us to prioritize and expedite work that directly advances the global preaching and teaching work. The governing body would like to assure all of you dear brothers and sisters of our deep love and appreciation for you.
I would appreciate it if you would stop telling me you love me, Steven.
Are you a homosexual?
You creepy-ass clown.
We thank everyone for all that you do to support us in advancing kingdom interests during these exciting but challenging
Don't say it.
final days of the last days.
This is the third time you parrot out this phrase, Steven. It was funny the first time.
We're living in the final part of the last days, undoubtedly the final part of the final part of the last days, shortly before the last day of the last days.
Now it's just sad. I guess it has become your catchphrase by now on, right? If the end is so imminent, why are you so intent in building stuff? All this crap is gonna take like decades to finish.
When it comes to providing facilities to support the work, one size doesn't fit all. By being adaptable and responsive to the needs, the circumstances, the insight of others, and the leadings of Jehovah's Spirit, we show that we are following Jesus' leadership and are thus made to grow with the growth that is from God. This is preparing us for even greater building and educational projects in the paradise soon to come.
Yeah, it's all fun and games until your elephant goes crazy and destroys your paradise home. They also give credit to Epic Games at the end. They probably got this little toucan render from them. You telling me the guys at Bethel couldn't animate this scene themselves? No wonder you never have money, Steven. Also, why are these people cleaning debris out in the middle of the forest? They should be out working in the inner cities after Armageddon, scraping the millions of corpses off the destroyed skyscrapers.
Bah.
Well guys, this is the Watchtower's blatant hypocrisy in action. We're living in the final part of the last days, But we must keep building stuff. Sure, Jesus didn't tell us to do any of this, but what does he know? Jesus didn't wear shiny chains like Stephen. There's such a tremendous strike of irony in all of this. You know why? It's funny how Jesus also believed the end was going to arrive in his lifetime, but his response to the apocalypse was to surrender all his possessions and to give to the poor. Meanwhile, Stephen and his followers also believe the end is imminent, but his response is the complete opposite. Invest in real estate and accumulate wealth. It's honestly mind-boggling. I really think Stephen is pulling the strings at Watchtower, and we're gonna be seeing a lot of this rubber-faced clown from now on. So let me know what you thought of this propaganda in the comments below. Don't forget to share this video with your friends and family and lovers, and check me out on Patreon for early video access. Thank you so much, guys. Have a wonderful day and stay away from the tower.
Are you a homosexual?